But Scotty, let's put that on hold for a moment.
Yeah, I was going to say,
is it going to snow on Monday or what?
Well, you had the model data there. Do you want to pop up the?
Yeah, I could.
we can do two
runs.
Show
and tell. Okay,
we'll do the NAM first because that's the latest and most recent run of the NAM, and then we'll have to go back a few for the HRRR to get the extended run. So let's check out the NAM here. And so
this is the North American computer model.
Yep. So we're gonna scroll. We're gonna start this, and
you're gonna probably want precip type, right? Here's precip type.
Yeah, precip type.
And here's Sunday. So I'm already on Sunday.
Yep. So
let's just take it back. Here's right now. Here's the rain. All right, Scotty, what do you want?
Yep. So here's the squall line that we're watching. It moves through.
Yep.
And so behind that, there's a new low pressure that is developing. And as we go in here, you can kind of see it develop there along the Georgia-South Carolina border. This is going to be going into Sunday night and Monday morning. So that front has moved through. Our temperatures are starting to cool off. And as we really get into the overnight hours, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, that northern shield of precipitation, the NAM, along with a few more of the more reliable models, I'm talking about the NAM, the GFS, the European, and the HRRR, all 4 of them are on board with throwing some snowfall into North Carolina. South Carolina, I'm sorry, I don't think you're going to get any. This would be a North Carolina event.
Wait, are you trying to tell me it's not going to snow south of Interstate 85? What are you crazy?
It's kind of like that border there, that bubble that there's no snow. Let's go back to this frame right here. So here's the low pressure developing right there. What is that? Augusta, I think, just right outside of Augusta, it looks like.
Yeah, call it Athens and Augusta. Yeah.
And so let's go a couple more frames here.
All right, going forward, a couple more frames, 33 hours. The low is like
one more. This is going to cut. Okay, right there. This is going to be in the PD region of South Carolina. Right here, you can kind of see that divided line. The mountain's obviously going to see snow. But now you can start to see that snow creep into the Asheville, Hickory, Winston-Salem, Greensboro. I believe this is, James, what is this? About 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So this is going to be Monday morning. Kids are waking up to go to school. And guess what? They might be seeing out the window.
Meanwhile, on Friday and Saturday, it was like 70, 80 degrees.
And I'm glad you say that because here's my thing. I don't think a lot of places will see it stick outside of the mountains. But I also believe if we do this another couple of hours, if we can go out the model. Yeah, the model. Let's go.
39 hours.
Let's stop right there. Let's go back up.
Okay.
So somewhere in this area, James, I think from the foothills up to Raleigh, there's going to be something we call a deformation zone.
Okay.
And that deformation zone is kind of like a band of intense snowfall. Kind of like a band of heavy rain in the summertime. Somewhere in this area, this deformation zone is going to set up. And wherever that sets up, it's kind of like picking out where's that popcorn thunderstorm going to develop in the summertime. Wherever this band sets up, I do believe if the snowfall rates are heavy enough, we could see a light accumulation on at least the grassy surfaces. I don't think we're going to see anything on the roads. I don't think we have to worry about that.
No, the roads are still going to probably be radiating heat from this summer experience.
I was looking at soil temperatures earlier tonight. Soil temperatures in the 50s and 60s. So it's not going to stick, but I do believe a good chunk of North Carolina on Monday morning could see some snow falling from the sky. The mountains, definitely some accumulation there. Outside of the mountains, I don't think so, unless you find yourself underneath that deformation band, and we just don't know where that's going to set up at right now.
I'm just gonna poo-poo this because people are gonna get all excited.
But I'm glad. I've been trying to put that out there. I was like, don't freak out. Don't say, oh my gosh, it's finally going to snow. It is going to snow, but it's not going to stick. Okay, it's not going to stick. Unless you're living in the mountains.
I mean, come on. It's not going to be 4 inches of snow in Greensboro.
No, it's not going to be 4 inches unless you can find yourself in that deformation zone. You may get a coating on the grass or something, but And it's so consistent with all of these runs. If you punch up the HRR, we'll have to go back to the well, the 0Z's coming in, but I'm not sure if the 0Z's all the way in yet.
Well,
maybe it is. Let's get to the.
It is. I think this is the HRR Tuesday. Yeah, it looks almost very much like the NAM.
It does. So let's go to that precipitation, rain, snow line, and then we can gander at the accumulations. I don't look at the accumulations. You take that as a grain of salt.
You're right. And you know what? And I want to say, because you mentioned a moment ago, summertime thunderstorms, like, oh, the amount of snow you see or the intensity of snow you see will be like whether or not you got an afternoon pop up in the summer, which no one really knows where it's going to happen. There's something else I want to draw to summer. People, including myself, so I don't want to make this out to be like other people. We put such pressure on forecasting snow.
Yes.
And what I mean by this is the expectation in the margin of error from a snow forecast to a rain forecast. No one cares if you got 2 inches of snow or 2 2/4. No one cares if you got 2 inches of rain versus 2 2/4 inches of rain or 2.5 inches of rain. But people do care if you got 2 inches of snow, 2 2/4 inches of snow, or 2.5 inches of snow. And the ratio of forecasting rain to snow, it's harder to forecast snow than it is rain. And so it's like the expectations and the reality. I'm from up north, and all I ever remember was 0 to 3 inches, 3 to 6, 6 to 12, and beyond that. And because you have these like wide buckets, but because snow is so rare and because snow is so exciting, we try to get into this. There's going to be 1/2 inch here and 1 inch here and 1.5 inches here and 2. Like,
yeah, it's a great, I love y'all to death. Okay, but I am going to tell on you a little bit. You forecast 2 to 4 inches, and somebody down the road gets 1 inch. They are legit mad that they didn't get that 2 to 4 inches. So
just like it can't be done.
And people don't get that mad when we call for 2 to 4 inches of rain and we get 1 inch of rain.
We don't even get mad at ourselves, right? I don't want to make this out to other people versus the weather people. It's like it feels less of a miss on your forecast when it's smaller parameters like that. Okay, so let's look at this, and then we'll get back over to our current situation. So right now we're looking hypothetical snow event.
Yep, HRR. So this is a model that we use that updates every hour. It kind of reads the surface observations and kind of recalibrates to take into account what's going to happen. So we will get this run started, and this is going to be currently, there's that line of storms and showers and rain moving into the area. And then you can see over Tennessee, here's this extra low pressure developing in the South Carolina, Georgia area. Now this low pressure is a little bit, it's a little bit, I think on the HRR, it runs it just a little bit further to the north.
Correct. Because on the NAM, we were talking like Athens and Augusta, and now we're talking like Athens and Toccoa.
Yeah. Just a little bit, but a little bit means a lot if you want winter weather.
Right.
A little bit means a lot. So now the low pressure is now back over here south of Charlotte. It looks like it's really
it's out over like Hamlet, Rockingham.
Look at this intense moisture that's in the mountains right here. I'm telling you,
by intense you mean the dark colors.
Yeah,
right?
The darker colors. I'm telling you, some places in the mountains could really pick up some good snowfall. But we see again this darker color, this deformation zone setting up somewhere in the foothills Piedmont area. I'm telling you, I don't know who, but somebody on Monday is going to be like, man, the ground's white. How does this happen when it was 80 degrees 2 days ago?
I'm being such a pessimist just because, and I'm not even looking at like predicted soundings or whatnot.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I'm not brokenhearted on over like doing this too many times to be like, whatever, it's not gonna snow. But
I know, but I'm telling you a couple of things here. I'm not looking at totals outside the mountains. Mountains definitely gonna get totals. Outside, it's a crapshoot. Sure. But 2, this would be a great setup if we actually had cold air here. If we actually had some cold air here, man, we would be set. We would be loving life right now.
If it wasn't 70 degrees outside right now, I'd maybe be on board. I do want to point one thing out though, because I think this is realistic. That purple area of just mess in between, that's what's going to screw everybody up. That's what makes the roads slick. That's what sneaks up on you when you're not expecting it, when the rain suddenly turns to ice. And that's in Union County on this particular model run.
Yeah, so continue playing it out, because this really gets into the Sandhills, into the Raleigh area, and then even the coastal areas. So I believe there's enough evidence that I've seen the GFS, the American model that we use. It comes in 4 times. The latest model actually had some snow as well. The European showing snow. So I'm saying I think there'll be flakes falling in the sky in North Carolina. There's always that dividing line of where, I don't want you to get your hopes up for accumulation outside of the mountains. So, if you live in Boone, if you live in Asheville, if you live in Newland, Avery County,
yes,
the Great Smoky Mountains, you're going to see some accumulating snowfall. That's,
You want to go snow tubing on Monday?
Yeah,
snow tubing on Monday sounds good.
Yeah. You could go snow tubing up there. The ski slopes are in desperate need of snow, so this is great news for them.
That is.
But somewhere outside of the mountains, wherever this intense band of snow sets up, that's where I think we could see at least a coating. I don't think it's going to cause any issues on the roadways, and it'll melt as fast as it accumulates on the grass because the soil temperatures are so high. But for a brief moment, you're going to be like, man, the ground's white for just a little bit. And then once that heavy snowfall stops and it gets more lighter, you'll start to see the snow start to melt.
You tried to predict road conditions. We can try to predict road conditions and we can try to predict the weather, but we can't predict the people who are in charge of whether or not school is delayed or closed.
That's right. Yeah, that's
human prediction.
Yeah, that's
fortune telling.
I don't want to say that the mountains will be out of school, but it wouldn't surprise me if we've seen some delays at least up in the mountains of North Carolina on Monday. Outside of that, kids, you're probably going to school, even though there's some snow falling out of the sky.
I spotted something on this model run that I just want to explain to everybody why I am a lifelong snow pessimist. Because I grew up right there, right? We're in the middle of Long Island. There's this little dip. Like I grew up like right there. Okay. So let me take you to right about, yeah, sure. Great. Look, it looks like it's snowing, right? But pay attention to where the snow and the rain meet. It's not really that far different from where I live in Charlotte. This particular model run has it snowing on Long Island, but because the water there is so warm, I can't tell you how many times that rain snow line would creep over my house, and I would think going to bed, it's going to be a snow day tomorrow. It's going to be great. And then you wake up in the morning and it's raining.
Yeah,
I spotted it here, and I'm like, yeah, this is why I'm cranky about snow.
Sea surface temperatures definitely running above normal. So, anywhere along the coastline, we'll have to watch that. But, it's something fun to talk about. A lot of people have been asking, when's it going to snow? When's it going to snow? Well, I can say Monday it might snow, but I can't guarantee you that you're going to be able to go sledding or build a snowman or anything. But
when's it going to snow? About 48 hours after being 70 degrees. Welcome to the Carolinas.
Yeah, I mean, that is why we love weather in the Carolinas, because you can go from one extreme to the other in a short amount of time. So,
and that is also what Eric Thomas said in the exit interview, that there's no place elsewhere in the country like the Carolinas, from forecasting beach weather to mountains. That's why we love it here.
Yeah. And then wait till March when we start to get pollen falling, and then get one of these abnormal cold spells where we actually see some snow falling mixed with the pollen. That's always fun too. So, there's always that fun stuff happening here in North Carolina and South Carolina. But, it's something fun to watch, and it's something we're definitely going to watch over the next day or so. We're actually getting into that time frame where, we don't have to wait too much longer to see if it is going to snow. By this time tomorrow night, snow will probably be falling in the mountains of North Carolina. So,
he says, as we're sitting here doing severe weather coverage.
Yeah, as we're doing severe weather coverage. So, and look at back, there was a chance of snow in Birmingham, Huntsville, Alabama, and Mississippi, and Memphis, all places that saw severe weather today. So not the only place dealing with severe weather and snow in a short amount of time. So something to watch, and hopefully it will be able to at least whet your appetite or give you a little satisfaction to see some snowflakes falling from the sky if it was to pan out. So, but James, I'm telling you, I don't know what it's like in Charlotte, but the winds are really howling out here. So that's ahead of that cold front moving in. So we are still monitoring that, and actually looking at some of our information here in the NWS chat. Some folks inquiring about maybe the extension of a watch in our area, but no answer has been given yet. So we'll keep our eyes on that as well.
Yeah, that's what I saw when we started talking about snow chances. I'm going to make a quick YouTube clip based on that last conversation, so more folks can find later on our conversation about snow. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Scotty, for just a second to kind of maybe give people a lay of the land here at 11:30.
Yep. So we can do that. We will give you